Easy Bead Installation Guide. Easy Bead is a window-grade vinyl casing bead for stucco and stick-on stone, made in 1/2, 3/4, and 7/8 inch thicknesses. On the right side of the bead is a flexible extrusion attached to our rigid vinyl bead, which creates a 3/8 inch wide by 1/4 inch deep cavity for use as a caulk joint. It can compress easily enough to provide just the right expansion and contraction for our joint, sturdy enough to act as a spacing strip when installed. A bond breaking tape is attached to the flexible extrusion. This is not to be removed. It breaks the bond between the caulk and our flexible flange, acting as a backer rod. Let's see an installation. Starting from the top of the jamb of the window coming down, we let the full 10-foot length come along, butted right up to the jamb, with the flexible flange butting into the jamb. We'll now make 2 cuts in the rigid part of our flange, and we're going to see a detail of those 2 cuts. And now we're going to make 2 cuts on the flexible part of our flange, one with a razor blade, another with a snip, and we're going to see a detail of the V that we've cut into that as well. Now with our cuts in place, we can bend right around the bottom of the sill, butting up snugly with the jamb and the sill now. Nailing as we go. We will come to the opposite corner, make our 2 cuts in the rigid part of the flange, and our cuts in the flexible part of the flange, and come up around the opposite corner on the opposite jamb. So we've come 6 foot down the one jamb, 3 foot across the sill, and then 1 foot up the opposite jamb. Nailing as we go, creating a 3/8 inch wide by 1/4 inch deep joint all the way around the window. Now starting on the opposite jamb, coming down with a 5 foot length, we're going to tie into the already placed bead, making any cuts we need to make it snug. And this gentleman has applied the bead around the entire window himself in less than 10 minutes. Lath is then applied up over top the casing bead flange. Our scratch and brown will be in place. Our joint's ready to go. And once our finish coat is applied, we can put in a compatible caulk with a color that's going to tie right into our facade. And as you can see right here on our stick-on stone, it matches the mortar and is almost non-existent. We now have a functioning joint, nice and tight and snug, helping to keep this home dry.